Welcome back to Dimensions DIY. Today we are building a slatted wood bench. First thing we're going to do is mark our first board at 3 inches. Then set the guide on your table saw to the same 3 inches and start sawing away. Keep going until you've got 25 pieces total. Stack your newly cut friends into a nice pile, and then we'll get started on cutting them into their individual pieces. Mark your first board at 18 inches and then using a miter saw, cut your first piece. Then using that same piece as a guide, keep cutting pieces until you've got 18 total. Now we're going to repeat that process, so mark your first board at 15 inches, and then cut that board, and use it as a guide until you've reached 20 total pieces. And hey, look at that, stacks on stacks. Now let's assemble a leg. So take a short piece, and then a long piece, and then a short piece, and keep going until you have 19 pieces wide with a short piece on each end. Now we're going to make a wood glue sandwich. So put some wood glue on your first board, and then stack your second board on top. And then repeat the process. Do it with your third board, and don't go all the way to the end because your short board is a little shorter. And then we're just going to keep going and make this wood glue sandwich. Oh, this is awkward. I stacked this completely wrong. Hopefully nobody notices how awkward this is, and I'm just going to turn it on its side and not spill any glue. And we made it. Now use a scrap board in your hands to square this thing up and get this thing ready to clamp. And clamp it on the bottom, and clamp it on the top. Rinse and repeat to acquire a second leg. After at least half an hour, remove your clamps. And if you're like us, realize your legs are a little uneven. An easy way to correct this is using a table saw. Pass your leg through the table saw, removing just enough wood off the bottom to flatten it. Let's get ready to assemble. So take your legs and space them out. Take your top slat and apply wood glue to each end. And set your wood glue down and whoops. Tap your slats into place. And make sure you match the corresponding slot on the other leg. Make sure it's straight. Wipe off any excess wood glue and keep going. When all your slats are in place, clamp it up and leave it alone for half an hour. We thought the edges on our bench were a little sharp, so we knocked them down with a sander. And yes, I fully realize I'm wearing socks in this video, but that's because I'm not allowed to wear shoes on the studio floor. After you brush off the sawdust, stain or seal this any way you want. We used a water-based polyacrylic to protect against water and give it a nice shiny finish. So let it dry and enjoy. And maybe your cat will enjoy it too. See you next time.